Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's show. Yeah, we're going to be talking on the energy savings program for small businesses. Just making sure that I'm live on all platforms. All right. Okay. So we're going to be talking about Save on Energy program for small businesses. And with me here is an expert in this topic who also has a company. Please, Nasim, introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Linda. It's an honor to be here with you live. My name is Nasim Naderi, and talking about my background a little bit, I'm a licensed electrical engineer, master electrician, and I got my master's of engineering from U Waterloo. And I'm also a professional PMP, professional management, and I would say I started this career in a mainly male-dominated industry, and I love it. I really support women, and I try to empower women along the way. Anybody who is looking to get into a STEM career, I'm very supportive. In about Into Charge and what Into Charge is, maybe a little bit talking about the brand itself. It's a licensed electrical contractor and consultant, and the focus is sustainable energy and green power solutions. Um, that's basically the goal, and the focus is mainly EV charging stations, battery energy storage system, and solar panels.
That's awesome. Okay, we have people who are watching us live right now, so I'll just give a bit of how the session is going to go. So, of course, we start first by understanding your brand even deeper, and then we're going to talk on the save on energy programs that are available for small businesses. You also mentioned there are other programs that anyone, but also business owners can benefit from. We also talk about those, right? Looking at what those programs are, the eligibility, application process where people can learn more, the incentives that business owners can get. And towards the end, for people that are watching us, you feel free to ask questions. So if you ask a question, we're going to see that question and I'll be able to pick the question and ask her. So feel free to listen to the end and have your question ready. Uh, yeah, then we'll be able to close at that point. So we just get right to it, right? You already mentioned that you're into electrical work. I just wanted you to um, tell us more about the kind of services that Intercharge does.
Right, sure. Yes, absolutely. So, I mentioned that we are licensed electrical contractor and consultant, and a lot of people might really wonder what that means, right? So that means that we are a turnkey solution provider. We are doing everything from the beginning to the end, meaning from the application, the design, engineering, all the way to installation, commissioning, and handing off the project. So we are doing everything. And the reason being is that a lot of times designers and engineers put something on a design on paper, but at the time that gets to the contractor's hand and gets installed, it might be something different. And a lot of times the contractor would ask for extra, meaning more money from the pocket of the customer. So we are trying to close that gap and be the turnkey solution provider. And about the services and the products that we have, I would say EV charging station is the big thing. And actually, the whole thing started from EV charging station. That was back in 2018 when I first got my first EV, and then I noticed that there is a huge gap in the market. So I did see the potential growth and opportunity, and that's why I jumped into it. And because my whole entire career has been in electrical, so that was the perfect opportunity for me. And then we expanded the business and got outside of EV, also into battery energy storage and solar panels, expanded team expertise. Right now, we do have PhD in solar, or a lot of electricians working with us. Um, and talking about maybe a little bit about licensed electrical contracting side, because I think for the consulting side, it's very obvious. So for the consulting means we are doing the design and engineering. For the contracting, a lot of people might not have the full picture, and I'm going to tell you why. In Ontario, it is legally, you are legally obligated to get a licensed electrical contractor if you need to work with wires and electricity. And that's the misconception a lot of people have. They think that if I need to do something related to electrical, I have to search on Google electricians. And then they get somebody who is an electrician and then they get the job done. And this is absolutely incorrect. So the reason being is Ontario Electrical Safety Authority mandates licensed electrical contractors to hire electricians. And why that is because licensed electrical contractors are required, first of all, to have insurance. So if anything goes wrong, they're going to be held liable, but not electricians. And then they ensure safety and they book inspection with ESA, Electrical Safety Authority again, because after the job is done, majority of projects would require inspection. And if you are getting an electrician to do the job, they won't be able to book the safety inspection. And that's a big thing because let's say if you are putting an EV charging station at your home, you definitely want to make it done safe. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that in future, God forbid, somewhere in your house catches on fire, and the first thing that the insurance company does, they would go and investigate. They investigate not just the cause of fire, but also to see if there was anything wrong done in your home related to electricity and installation for that AV charging station project, then they would question that and may discard the claim. So you won't be able to claim for your home insurance if you don't have that certificate. So I'm trying to emphasize how important it is to make sure that you're getting a licensed electrical contractor to do the work, right? And it's basically an easy job. You basically go on the Electrical Safety Authority website, there's a directory, and from that directory, you find the appropriate licensed electrical contractor to work with. So again, that is very important to work with licensed electrical contractor, let alone not the person being electrician certified at all. So this is something that we have seen out in the job market because a lot of people they don't have even electrician certification, they don't have red seal, but they're working in construction, they're working in the electrical field, and unfortunately that's very unsafe. And they basically make the electrical work done, but because they're not certified, they're not held liable, and if anything goes wrong, this is a disaster. So because they're cheaper, because they don't have to have insurance license and all those kind of things, they basically get the job for cheaper price. And a lot of times homeowners, business owners, they're only looking at the price, which is incorrect again, right? So again, I'm just trying to emphasize how important it is to just get the job done
I get you.
safely.
And what, yeah, what one point I'm picking from what
And
you're
you
saying
mentioned
here.
about the Save on Energy program, and especially for the
Oh,
sure.
sorry. Yeah. So one thing I'm picking from here is that they, even though one can be looking at the costs at the time of doing whatever services you want to do, let's say electrical services, but should anything go wrong, let's say for example, house is on fire, you're not able to claim the insurance, then it becomes like the liability is too much, right? So it's better to work with a licensed electrical contractor. You mentioned,
Exactly. That
yeah.
is correct. Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you, what kind of clients do you work with at
We
Intercharge?
That's right. We mainly work with residential and commercial type projects. That is the main focus.
Okay. Uh, So, okay, uh, should I say what kind of buildings do you work on? Because, like, if we're looking at small businesses, like, is it the like office buildings, or like how do small businesses work with you? What kind of programs do you work with for small businesses? Sorry.
Right. We work with different clients from homeowners, from offices, from buildings, warehouses, any type of, I would say, residential or commercial type applications, because we do have different programs, especially with saving programs, either being an EV charging, battery energy, solar, or even lighting. So, and this is something that we can definitely talk about on the Save on Energy program, because there are rebates and savings available, especially for small business owners, that they can take advantage. So that small business could be even homeowners, right? And we can basically dive into that. Um, they could have office space or they can have home office. Either way, it's going to be counted towards those rebates and programs for saving electricity and saving on their bills.
I see. Okay. So let's look at energy efficiency movement in general, right? Because somebody listening to this could feel like, okay, like want to know what is the goal of this energy efficiency movement? What is it that's, you know, what is it that the government is trying to achieve that is making them say, okay, we're going to give you rebate in order to get this done, or give you incentive in order to get this done? What is the goal?
Right, right, exactly. I would say just imagine as the electricity providers as a pool full of water, right? And then all these power consumption, the homes, like EV charging stations, and all of those are like, let's say, drains that are connected to this pool, right? So you're draining the power. What that means is that you're taking the electricity, right? So you have to definitely make sure that you're pouring more water into the pool, or somehow control this the valve at the drains, right? So the control is very important, I would say, because you are putting so much stress on the electricity provider by adding a lot of EVs and let's say the net zero emission target. So there's a emission target, net zero emission target. This is set by Canada, the government, and by 2040, all vehicles being sold in Canada are going to be EV. So this is a huge stress and pressure on the grid, meaning the power supply provider, right? So they have to remove and limit this stress and pressure. So there are different ways to do that. And one of those is giving rebates to remove that stress or reduce that stress, right? So one of those rebates is the home renovation saving program. The other one is the Save on Energy program for the small business owners. So there are different programs, and that's exactly the whole aim of it. They are trying to remove the stress in the peak time. So in the peak time during the day, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of demand, right? There's a lot of demand from the customers on the electricity providers. So that's how they're thinking of giving incentives so that people will move into more let's say saving programs and reduce the electricity pressure on the system.
I understand it. So yeah, it's pressure on the grid, and it's like anything we can do to use less of that energy is going to make it more sustainable. Especially talking about net zero emission. Okay, I get it. All
Yes.
right. So let's look at the Save on Energy program for small businesses in particular. What is this program about?
Sure, yes. So the whole program, which is called Save on Energy Small Business Program by IESO, is designed to really help businesses across Ontario specifically to make improvement on their equipment to reduce their energy consumption. And that is going to be either at no cost or reduced. So this is going to be saving both time and money for those who are participating in the program. And there are some eligibility criteria for sure, like any other programs. And one of them is that a small business has to have either 50 or less employees.
Okay.
Um, yes. The other thing is one of the I would say items that would qualify is lighting fixtures. So if you have, let's say, an office and you have very old fluorescent T8 light bulb in your office, this is something that would qualify. The qualification is $3,000, up to $3,000 incentive. So let's say if you have an office, you have a couple of fixtures that has to be replaced, they're not going to only pay for the material but also for the installation as well. So you might even be able to get the entire light fixture in your office, if it's a small, completely replaced at no cost. And then
Beautiful.
this program, yeah, this program is not only not costing you, but also at the end of the day, it's saving you because you are also going to see a reduction on your electricity bill every month.
Hmm. That's awesome. That wait, so there's incentive and there's rebates. So you're talking about rebate is more like you pay and then maybe you are getting something back or getting a deduction back. But incentive is more like uh the payment is done for you outrightly, especially if it's up to or like below $3,000.
Correct. So this one is incentive. You don't have to pay and you won't be reimbursed. So you just don't pay at all if it's up to 3,000. If it's more than 3,000, then you would just pay for the difference.
I see. Wow, that's really amazing, especially paying for the both the fixture and the installation. That's awesome. Are people taking advantage of this program? What is the trend so far?
It is. It's a great program to,
Yeah. What is the trend?
yeah, so there is people in offices offices, I would say offices is one of those places that they would see a lot of benefit because, again, if it's a small office, they won't pay anything out of their pocket. We even have commercial projects like, let's say, churches, right? Or small commercial buildings. So even those are being qualified. There are other programs in Save on Energy program that they do have different criteria. So I really encourage everyone to double check and see which program they would be qualified for, and get in touch with the licensed electrical contractor that is approved by Save on Energy.
Oh, I see. What is the application process like?
So the application is you don't have to get any specific assessment done by yourself. All you have to do is contact either Save on Energy program or the contractor that you would like to be working with. And then you have to do an application, which is very simple, like a one pager. And then somebody from the program will contact you and they'll make a schedule. They will come in and then do the assessment. They will basically just do assessment of which light fixture would be qualified for, what type of fixtures you have, and they would make a note of that. And then at the end, they would give you a report and also the estimated cost for that project. So it's a very simple and easy program. And then if the assessment is done and you're not happy with the code or you don't want to participate or continue, there's no obligation.
That's good to know. Okay, so for example, because sometimes even before somebody will go ahead to start filling up an application, something that that can easily look like, oh, it's easy, fill the application. But sometimes, even to bring out that time to fill an application, it's easier to get done if somebody is already feeling like, I think my own lightning is going to qualify, or is going to is one of those ones that need to be replaced, right? So what, as a, let's say, as a layperson who is not an electrician or doesn't have electrical engineering degree, right? What will I see, what kind of bulbs will I see, what kind of lightning will I have that will make me feel, I think I should do this application and have people come check it out? Or is it if my bill is high, or like, what do I see that prompts me to want to make that application for assessment?
Yeah, so absolutely, yes. So we always do either virtual assessment ourselves first before even getting you to fill out any application, or if this is the case that we would go and do a site visit ourselves, we would definitely send somebody in to check out. So you don't need to do anything as long as you feel that the fixtures that you have are very old. We would basically walk you through the whole process. We would ask you to take photos or get you some information, and even the application. So some people might get lost with doing an application. They think it's lengthy process, but it's actually not. It's a very easy process. And even with the process itself, we help with answering the questions. So if somebody is stuck in the middle of a question, they don't know the answer, we are here to help them out.
Oh, that's amazing. And just to mention that, for people that are watching, if you have questions, feel free to drop it on the comment section. We're going to see it, and I'll be able to answer your question as well. I'm sure it will be interesting to, you know, see any question that somebody that is watching right now has, and be able to answer that as well. Okay. Let's look at the home renovation savings program, because you had mentioned that some entrepreneurs, maybe people working from home and all of that, could as well benefit from that. So I would like you to throw more light on what the home renovation savings program is about.
Sure, yeah, that's a great program because there used to be another grant for specifically solar and battery energy storage system, that was called Canada Greener Home Grant, but that was stopped back in I would say February 2024. So it left a lot of people wondering what other saving programs might be available if they're looking for solar and battery energy storage system. So that program is still around, but the only thing that is available is the loan portion. So that loan portion is basically you would be eligible to apply, and if you are getting solar or solar and battery, but that would be a loan, if interest free, and the repayment is up to 10 years, and you would be eligible up to maximum of $40,000. So the minimum is 5,000 and maximum is 40,000, and that is called Greener Home Loan Program. But that's a loan. After January 20 January 28, 2025, there was another program was introduced, and that is called Home Renovation Saving Program. So that came and helped a lot of clients to get saving and rebate on getting either solar panel or solar panel plus battery energy storage system. Right now, they're not qualifying any battery energy storage system on its own, standalone. They're making sure that you get either solar panel or solar plus battery. To talk about what the saving is basically for any kilowatt solar panel, you're getting $1,000 rebate. And for each kilowatt hour of battery, you're getting $300. So on average, most homeowners would qualify for the $5,000 rebate for solar panel, which is the maximum. So maximum for solar is 5,000 and maximum for battery is 5,000. So in total 10,000, up to 10,000. For solar panels, Majority of people would qualify for the 5,000. And for the battery energy storage system, it really depends on the size of the capacity of the battery. But I would say we are certified for different manufacturers. We are working with different brands. Like we are working with Tesla. Tesla Powerwall is one of the, I would say, most favorite product right now in the market because it's simple, it's sleek, it's a great product to be installed. And Point Guard, LG, EcoFlow. So there's a lot of different manufacturers in the market, but it really depends on the size of the batteries. But I would say majority of homeowners would qualify for about like $4,000 on average.
Okay. What's coming to
Maybe
my mind is, okay. What's coming to my mind is why should somebody move to solar panel? Let's say you're a homeowner, right? And you don't have solar panel now. What will be why should you move to solar panel?
Very good question. Because of the saving that comes with it, right? Because you have the solar panels, which is a renewable source of power. You are generating power from the energy that you receive from the sun, which is, free. Now you are generating that power and you're using that to offset the loads and power consumption that you have in your house, right? So the nice thing is that you have that generation, but it only generates when there is a sun out there, right? So during night, there's no generation. So in that particular case, you always want to have battery to store that energy because sometimes during the day there's generation, even excess generation, more than what you need. And what you want to do is that you want to store that energy so that you can use it later on, maybe during the night, right? So you definitely see a huge saving on your bills. And I would say for the payback period, because you definitely have to do some investment, right? And that's a lot of pushbacks a lot of people get because it costs, right? It's not a cheap product. For that reason, a lot of people think about the return on their investment or the ROI, which is about anywhere between 10, 12, 15 years, right? Um, and the other thing that is really important also to understand about solar panels is that majority of hydro utilities and electrical providers, they would qualify you for their net metering program. So the net metering program, it means that you sell power back to your grid. So if you do generate excess power from your solar panels, you can push it back to grid, and then instead you're going to receive a credit for it. A credit that you can basically offset your bill. And that credit goes on your account for 12 months. So you have 12 months to use the credit. But keep that in mind. If you are using the home renovation saving program, you should not be using the net metering at the same time. So either or. So you don't want to, the government doesn't want you to get the saving from both sides.
I see. I get you. Okay. So that's great. What's the application process?
Sure. Good question. So first of all, there's a couple of different criterias that comes with this home renovation saving program. So obviously, you have to be above 18. You have to be living either in a single detached, semi-detached, townhome, row home, or even mobile home. You basically have to have solar and battery energy storage system installed by an installer and licensed electrical contractor like us. And you have to be connected to one of the Ontario electricity grid. In Ontario, the only exception is Cornwall. So Cornwall is connected to Hydro Quebec, So that is Cornwall is part of the Quebec electricity grid, and that is not eligible. But majority of other Ontarians are eligible. The other thing maybe I should also mention about the eligibility is about the type of solar panels. You have to make sure that you are getting the solar panels on the roof, not the ground mount. If you are planning anything on the ground, it's not going to be eligible. Um, the other thing is maybe about the process that is really important to understand is you should not start anything before getting approval. So the very first thing is to start the application, which is a very like simple, just a few questions about your address and things like that, that you go through and then you submit and then you start working with a contractor, and the contractor will submit a quotation on behalf of you, and then they take care of the rest of the process. So it's very important to connect with the right licensed electrical contractor because they would handle everything from there. So they would coordinate with your hydro utility. They would get all all the electrical diagrams, everything together. They would submit that on behalf of you, and also at the end they would get the offer to connect from hydro utilities, which would be required before your inspection is done, before even starting the installation. So there's a lot of process that is being handled and taken care by the licensed electrical contractor. So you don't have to be worried about that. All you have to do is starting the application, and when you start the application, it gives you the participant ID. So it's very handy if you can have that participant ID, pass it on to your licensed electrical contractor to start the application on behalf of you. Otherwise, it's a bit of because the program is very new, so it's gonna take a little bit of time so that in the back end they will basically match your application with the licensed electrical contractor quotation. So just be careful of that. Um, and yeah, so that's basically the main important items about the program. One thing that I also wanted to mention about the battery energy storage system is that the benefit of the battery energy storage system is not just storing the power that is from generated from the solar panels, but also what you can do is that you can set the battery energy storage system to charge during night because if most residents are on time of use base with their hydroelectricity provider, what they're seeing is that they're seeing different rates. For example, during the day might be more expensive, and then during night it will be much cheaper. So what the battery energy storage does is that you can set it so that it will charge during night when the electricity rate is very low, and then it discharges and offsets your load during the day when the electricity price is more expensive. So there's different savings that comes with it, right? So there's an upfront capital and investment that you have to make, but eventually it pays off.
I get your point. Like what you're saying here is having that battery aspect of it. That's aside the solar panels now. Having the battery aspect of it give you can make it dynamic on how you use the power that is being generated, storing it, using it at it, choosing to use it at a time that you want, selling it back. Like it just gives you that there's a wiggle room or choice of what to do. Okay, that's good. I want to look at, because people are watching us and we're still watching the replay from different places far beyond Ontario, different places in Canada, and even from different countries. So I would like to look at what how this would benefit somebody watching from outside Ontario. Let's start from there, in Canada, right? Is like, for example, are there this program that Ontario has? Do you see similar program in any other province? This seven,
Very
yeah.
good question. Yes. Yes, Quebec, BC, they are also premiers in saving programs. So I would highly encourage you to find the programs that might be available for you. Let's say back in 2017, 18, Ontario was offering, if I'm not mistaken, $14,000 rebate for anyone who was getting an EV, so electric vehicle. So that was a big fat check that would go to the either owner or whoever leased the EV car. But that program is gone, right? So programs like saving on either energy or let's say EV charging station, they come in to encourage people. But as more people are moving towards either electric vehicle itself or other saving programs, they would stop offering those savings or rebates. So it is very important to really keep being updated, get the knowledge, search for those programs, search anything that is available either federally from government of Canada or your own country. And on top of that, also search anything provincially. One of the programs that I just recalled and wanted to also mention is for business home-based businesses in Canada. It's called Clean Technology Investment Tax Credit. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're working from home, so your office is your home, you can get a refundable tax credit up to 30% on the capital cost of these equipment. So let's say if you're getting a solar panel and battery energy storage system, it might cost like 50 grants, right? So you can claim that because the whole program is mainly to encourage and make the investors on adapting and operating new clean technology in their property, right? The program actually runs from March 2023 all the way to end of 2020, sorry, 2034. So you still have time. So this is a great program. I think a lot of Canadians can benefit from, especially again entrepreneurs working from home, as long as their corporation address is the same as their home address. Um, I think they can definitely make use of and get benefit of this program. But again, back to your question, I think the most important thing is the knowledge. So uh, get to know about these programs yourself, or even uh, talk to the experts. Just give them a call. We actually get a lot of request calls and emails about the most updated rebates. We do have a list of rebates on our website, but if you are also interested, you can get in touch with us. You can email us at info@intocharge.com, and we are more than happy to help you out.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm sure some people reach out to learn more, because sometimes this is something that can be personalized based on maybe the person's home or lightning or whatever it is that their own situation is. They may have specific question. Yeah. So yeah, I also put up your website here so that if somebody wanted to take a look and see what you're offering and all of that, that would be great. I really love your business, because it's more like government is giving a lot of these rebates, but some people are not even aware of it. And look at the Save on Energy program, where it's more like an incentive. Somebody can actually have their lightning and fixtures changed, and both the incentive is covering both the fixture and the installation, right? Of course, up to $3,000. So that's really amazing. No wonder your company has been winning a lot of awards. I think you won one recently. Could you talk more about that? Uh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yes, absolutely. I was part of City of Toronto Women for Climate TO program. So that's the program that every year runs by City of Toronto, and they have a round of application review and interview process, and they choose 12 women, 12 entrepreneurs in City of Toronto. Um, that they are working towards a climate change. So as long as your initiative is related to climate change, you can apply for that, and that's a great program because it's not just about awards, but also about the mentorship, the knowledge that you get, and then the partnership that you can make, the connection that you can make. And they're very supportive. Particularly for me, I was the runner-up prize winner for that City of Toronto Women for Climate TO program last year. And it was, again, such a great program, and it gave us a lot of exposure. We made a lot of network and connection. So I would highly suggest that. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to ask you more questions now, based on, women in STEM, because I see just like the electrical aspect of it, this is something that is usually male dominated. So you being in it, that's really um encouraging for a lot of women to see as well. So I know you had mentioned something like sometimes going for meetings, and there are like 12 persons and you're just the only woman. What has it been like for you, uh, being in this field, which is male dominated?
Yeah, very good question, Dr. Linda. This is definitely not an easy task because you are basically walking into a meeting or basically somewhere that a lot of coworkers or even client, contractor, consultant, they're sitting, and they're all men. Unfortunately, again, it's a male-dominated industry, and we should encourage more women to step in and get into the STEM field. Um, but it's definitely encouraging for me because I love supporting women, and even from their earlier careers, I do provide mentorship. Again, especially to women immigrants, those who have gaps in their resumes. They do have background maybe in electrical, but they don't have the confidence to go and get into those careers. Um, so, because I have gone through this journey myself, I'm really trying to contribute back to the community and especially again women to help them out. So this is definitely something that you would have to understand that because right now it's a mainly male dominant industry, you have to be getting more confidence. You have to be comfortable working at field along with the construction teams, and you have to basically put more efforts. I feel like for us women, it's going to be a little bit harder to gain that confidence, to get that attention that yes, we can do that as well, right? Um, but I was fortunate enough that in the field that I was working in, I was never got discouraged. Actually, I got a lot of support from my male coworkers. So I was fortunate, yes.
Okay, you mentioned you're a co-founder, right? So your other co-founder, is he a male or female?
Yes, my other co-founder is my husband, my dear husband.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see.
Yes,
Okay,
we
so yeah, go ahead.
yeah, we started together. He actually has the very similar background as me. So again, electrical engineer, electrician, master electrician. So we basically met in school. So you can imagine we were doing everything along each other. So our portfolio, our resume is exactly the same. So um, this is actually very helpful, because we do everything together. So sometimes, it's a business, it has ups and downs, so you definitely need some support. And it's definitely something that I encourage couples. It's a couple power.
Yeah. Well, how is it working with your spouse? Let me rephrase the question. If a woman is going out looking to start a business with her spouse, what advice do you have for such a woman?
I think having a clear communication is very important, um, because in our case, at least, we did not both have the business mindset at the beginning. It was my husband having a lot of business mindset back in a few years ago, but after having a lot of conversation, communication, I started also getting the mindset, and started the business. But we always kept the communication open, because again, it's a business, right? So there's a lot of ups and downs, challenges, good moments, and bad moments. It is very important to make sure that you, first of all, leave the business and the personal life separate, because that's the most challenging part, right? You're working 24/7 with your spouse, right? So it's kind of like inevitable to close your eyes on what happened in the business and then come to the personal life. But I think I would very much emphasize on the communication side, and making sure that your spouse is also supportive of what you're doing, because again, you might going through challenges and you are expecting your spouse to understand that as well, right? So I think the communication is number one key into succeeding in the business, especially with a couple.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's amazing. Just an insight because there are women out there either working with their spouses now or want to start businesses with their spouses. So your insight is very helpful. Okay. So again, for people that are watching, if you have questions, feel free to drop it and I'll pick it and ask her. All right. The question I have for you again is for women in STEM, right, or specifically in your area, maybe electrical engineering, are there groups that people should think of joining, like groups, memberships that support or provide mentorship to women who are starting their business in these areas?
Yes, absolutely. There is a lot of Facebook pages, or there is a lot of, I would say, career opportunity help and organizations. Actually, Employment Ontario, if you are looking for job, I would really encourage everyone to check out the nearest Employment Ontario organization to them, because each and every Ontario employment organization is called differently, but they're all getting funding from the province. And what they do is they're not only helping with resume and getting prepared for interview, but also what they do is they also give incentives to employers. So let's say for somebody who's starting with a job, they need training, they need to get trained on the job. So Ontario is supporting employers with some wage subsidy um, for the employer. So it really encourages employers to get their employee through those programs. So if you're looking for that for the job, I would highly encourage everybody to check out the nearest organization close to them. If they are less than 30 years old, they can check out Canada Summer Jobs right now, because just in April they announced the employers who do have the funding to hire people. So this is something that I really encourage people under 30. The other programs that I highly encourage students is first of all VFC, Venture for Canada, and also Ripen. So these are the two organizations that they have funding to support students. So if you are a student, what you would do is you register through those programs, making sure that you apply for each cohort separately, and then you get to choose which organizations or employers you want to work with. So you read about their portfolio, their profile, and what they do, what their mission is, what their project would be, and then you work for them remotely. So you don't even have to go to work physically, but you basically have to report back and fill out your hours. One thing that is important to understand is that these programs are only 60 hours. So it's basically a small project that the employer has, and they get the students either individually or a team to work on a small project for 60 hours, and then the students would get compensated through like scholarships that they get for their school. So that's a really like a great help again from the government. There's a lot of programs. You just basically have to do your own due diligence and search. Otherwise, again, the power is in knowledge, right? So you just have to search and find these programs to benefit from.
Mm, I see. Okay, so thank you very much. I got the things you explained, and of course, even at the end of this session, somebody can watch it as a replay, and if they need to take down what you've said, that will also be helpful. Okay, somebody has a question here talking about are there opportunities coming up for people into renewable energies? Are there opportunities that people could explore in renewable energies?
I think the opportunities are vast. Like there is a lot of opportunities that I'm seeing coming up, especially if you look at the jobs that are like the jobs are going away with AI, but some of the jobs are going later with AI replacing us. And one of those is specifically about renewable power and sustainable energy. So I highly encourage those who are really considering a career selection is to check out the list of, I would say, jobs that are going away with AI at a later stage. So, and renewable power is one of them. So yeah, I highly suggest that. If the question is specifically about working with us at IntoCharge, yeah, you can send your resume to careers at intocharge.com, or you can basically connect with me on LinkedIn. Just make sure that you mention that you are coming to this webinar or interview with Dr. Linda Show, so I can remember, and we can have a chat and conversation about it.
I get you. Yeah. I think the person was asking about like business opportunities. So if I understood you clearly, what you're trying to explain is that with the whole thing about AI coming and replacing some certain jobs, you're saying that renewable energies is one of those areas that AI advancement may lead to reduction in the opportunities available. That's what you're saying. I- I-
It would lead to reduction in the need, but in any job, but it would have less impact on renewable energy sector. So there, I do remember there was a list that was published some time ago. There's like 10 industries that are going to be seeing less impact, and renewable energy
oh,
is one of them. So it's
oh,
really important if you are considering this path, either as a business or career, doesn't matter. So I highly encourage that.
oh, I see what you mean. That is going to be less impacted by AI.
Less impacted. Yes.
I
Yes.
see. I see. That's good to know because in a lot of industries, AI coming taking over jobs is a trending topic. So if renewable energies is one of those ones expected to be um, maybe more steady and less impacted, that's good news. That's good news. Okay. Um. So I have a question. One
Yes.
moment. Mm, what's your vision for Into Charge? What's your vision for Into Charge?
I think I
Oh, I can hear you.
I think I lost you for 1 second.
That's fine. What is your vision for your
Oh, perfect.
business?
What was the question?
What's your vision for Into Charge?
Yeah, absolutely. So we definitely want to be a premier in renewable and sustainable power in every each and every home. So we want to make sure that we are helping all homeowners to move into green and sustainable solutions, either being battery energy storage, solar, or EV, and considering one of those at least solutions to be implemented in their homes. That's why our focus, although we are electrical contractor and consultant, but we are having a focus, and that's green and sustainable energy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What will it take to get there? Do you have an idea? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, we are talking to communities. We believe highly on education and knowledge. So we are talking to different communities to make sure that this can be done affordable to homeowners. Again, especially with the savings that are around, we want to make sure that everybody is aware of them before it's gone. So I think for us, what it takes is effort on getting the exposure, being public about it, talking about it, and helping homeowners and business owners as well.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. You're already doing that, right? Even being here educating the audience. That's also amazing. All right. So let's go to your advice for entrepreneurs. Let's see two advice that you have for entrepreneurs. General advice.
Two advice, I would say, first of all, whatever you're doing, don't quit because business has ups and downs. There's challenges, and you have to face it. And there's a lot of times that you might feel alone. You might see that it's not working, but because you're an entrepreneur, you will find a way. So, um, my biggest advice is that you never quit. Just hold on to it because you have come a long way. Um, Even majority of people, they don't get to where you are because their dream is dried even before even starting. They never start the entrepreneurship journey. So it means that you have done a good job of just even getting started. So you're very close to being successful. And then the second thing I would say is get a support, get a mentor, because again, back to the challenges that you would be facing, you definitely need um, emotional support. You definitely need a mentor that shows you the ways, because mentors, having a mentor would really save you time, energy, and money. And finding the right mentor is also very important because, as much as you can save time, energy, and money, you might be wasting it by not choosing the right one. So just make sure that you put aside the time to find the right person and get the mentorship that helps you elevate.
Mm, very, very important. Very important. Okay. What's the one question you wish that I asked you, but I have not asked you yet?
Ooh, that's a challenging one. Um, I think you asked all the questions. What I would basically just kind of ask myself is how I would help people, right? Either being through mentorship or being able to help them with any of those energy efficiency program. What I would say is, first of all, check out the website, as Dr. Linda put it up on the screen. And there are different pages. You can definitely find the information that you're looking for. If you can't find the information that you're looking for, get in touch with me on LinkedIn. So that's the easiest way that you can get a hold of me.
Okay. Okay, that's amazing. Thank you very much for coming and sharing your knowledge with us, making the time. So we appreciate your presence on the show, and I hope that for the listeners, they're able to take away, what you said, and for people watching from different countries that may not currently be in Canada, also maybe if you say energy savings program and then put the your province or the name of your country on Google or any of these AI search engines these days, you'll probably be able to see something that is being offered in your own location that you can take advantage of. Right. The whole idea is to bring it to people's mind and consciousness that, hey, these kind of programs exist and it can be beneficial to you as an individual or as a business owner. Check out what is available and take advantage of it and join the energy efficiency movement. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and bye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Linda.
Bye. Yeah.